Good evening. My name is Nicholas Joseph Rosales, and today I'm going to be going over session number 94 of Enunciation Perfection. And I'm going to be going over Project Plubeit, and this is an actionable step to making Project Plubeit more accessible and more efficient, more shorter and more up to date. You see, before I had this big Project Plubeit study. It is an actual study that I've discussed with you time and time again. And remember to be enunciating along with me during these sessions, okay? Do not forget that very important aspect. Usually I would go over Project Plubeit by reading the invitation to you first and then going over the whole project page by page. But after doing some thinking, I realized that it is a very long packet. A full packet is very long, so I wanted to make it more efficient and more accessible for everybody to jump in on anytime they want, whenever they would like to. Now, I also took some things out. I edited this so I can not give you guys a time limit. Like I said, remember I took out November. I took out November, and I could turn it into month 1 so it can be done whenever you would like to do it, and not just on a set time frame, such as the month of November. Now it is accessible for you to jump in at any time. I took out the time lengths like that, but it is still going to be a month-long project, meaning you're still going to have this eye patch on your eye for 1 whole month to get the maximum results. I also took out the session, the groundbreaking meeting session I intended to have with everybody else. In the project study, in the full packet study, this one, I had scheduled a groundbreaking idea session. And that was aimed to have a group of people who finished the study and did the study, who covered their eye for 1 month and got their senses enhanced and feel smarter and just basically share ideas with each other during this scheduled day. But I took that out because you guys can do this on your own. You guys don't need me. Even though I wanted to have this breakthrough session of ideas sharing and making actionable steps towards making all of our ideas come to life and make it a reality, that was just not in the cards for me. I couldn't do that because nobody actually signed up. Nobody really was telling me that they wanted to do it, and I wasn't really getting feedback. But I'm continuing to push this because I know it will make everybody eventually smarter. I know it'll kick in senses for everybody. Like I told you before, my senses have improved, not just physical senses, my cognitive senses. I have enhanced my brain, basically. Now I'm training my brain every single day because I am partially blind in one eye. I don't need an eye patch, even though I created this study because I created this study because it happened to me. I went blind, partially blind in one eye. And so it woke up senses in me that I didn't know were there. So I felt more alive than ever, and I wanted to share that gift with everybody. I wanted everybody to be able to do this, and I wanted to eventually, if my study results came back in a positive manner, and they actually work for everybody else as well, I will have statistics. And statistics are facts that actually we can actually give somebody who is in charge, or somebody higher than my rank, and actually include this in schools to make your everyday average human being more smarter by enhancing their senses. And that was the idea. I wanted to change the whole world and make the whole world a little bit more smarter. So I took out the breakthrough idea session because I would have to have a group, and I would have to do this more efficiently together as a group, and everybody would have to do it at the same time in order to have that breakthrough idea session and to have it work the way that I wanted it to. I wanted it to work so that we were combining our magic, basically. Everybody, after they did the project, they would have the same senses that I have, their heightened senses, and everybody would be able to exchange ideas in a way that would be magical. I thought with our new improved minds, we would be able to discuss our month-long journal-filled ideas and make our ideas a reality. But can't have everything. But however, So I wanted to make this shorter, basically. And an actionable step that I took today was to make Project Plubeit a shorter, more efficient way to do it. So I'm going to read you what I came up with. Look, Grok XAI helped me out with too. Session 94. Remember to enunciate, okay? Actionable steps to making Project Plubeit more efficient and easier to start at any time. Hello, future genius. You are not receiving this invitation by mistake. I am pleased to invite you to participate in our innovative new clinical trial project, which will rigorously investigate the cognitive and perceptual enhancements resulting from partial sensory deprivation. The study will commence with monocular vision, employing a simple eye patch to occlude sight in one eye. Participants will first dedicate 1 week to baseline observation, mindfully tracking their binocular usage, and maintaining a daily journal. Following this, the eye patch will be worn continuously for 1 month. Future phases may extend to analogous interventions in other sensory domains, such as unilateral auditory deprivation or olfactory restriction, to explore comparable super-enhanced cognitive effects. At the conclusion of the 1 month intervention period, totaling 1 month of preparation plus 1 month of the study, we will convene all participants for a collaborative brainstorming session. This is what I was talking about. This session we're not going to have anymore. And this gathering will foster in the generation of groundbreaking, forward-thinking ideas to assess cognitive awareness, challenge perceptual boundaries, and illuminate the remarkable adaptability of the human brain. With my strong conviction in this transformative potential of this approach, I am confident that you will emerge as a much happier, smarter individual, and you may find yourself so profoundly satisfied that reverting to binocular vision becomes entirely unappealing, meaning you won't care to take off your eye patch. If my thesis holds true, we will assemble a room full of exceptionally bright minds eager to drive positive change, uncover scientific breakthroughs, and deepen our understanding of cognitive capabilities. We would be delighted to have you join us. Please contact Program Director Nicholas Joseph Rosales at projectplubeit@gmail.com. That's projectplubeit@gmail.com for your chance to secure your place in this pioneering endeavor. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing how our new illuminated and remarkable minds can make a difference in the world. And I offer my deepest respect and gratitude towards individuals with disabilities, all of them, because they're already taking an innovative approach and they probably don't even know it yet. In the beginning, I had shared a story that I wrote and Grok XAI helped me edit and perfect about Professor X and how I wanted to share with you the idea behind disabilities, the people with disabilities, okay? I believe that these people with physical disabilities are actually enhanced already because they're not using their minds like the average human being, which gives them an upper hand, basically. They're not the average human being because they don't think like the average human being, like me, for example. Now, whenever I look to the left, I look to the left a little bit more. And I trained myself for 3 months already. And I'm doing this because it's making up for the senses that I lost, but also that new stimulation of my mind is making me smarter. If you don't use it, you lose it. And if you discover new ways to use your brain and mind, then there's no stopping you. And this is actually training my mind for these past 3 months. Because I am partially blind, I cannot take my eye patch off. I cannot peek if I wanted to. I am utilizing my mind in ways that the average human being doesn't. I'm stimulating my brain in a different way the average human being does not want to. I mean, doesn't do it because they're not partially blind. So that stimulation alone increases my ability in my mind, my cognitive senses. Yes, disabilities are disabilities, and I am held back in a few different ways. My lips, appearance of my eyes, fucking grayed out and blotched. That's just nothing compared to the senses that you will gain whenever you actually complete the study. And that is why I'm sharing this with everybody, because before, maybe I would let it get to me. I would let getting my partial blindness affect me. It is a physical disability. I'm partially blind, and it looks kind of ugly. My eye, it's like a silver gray thing. and it's just covering my fucking whole eye, my pupil. I can't see out of it at all. You can see if I come in the light right here, and the way that it looks freaking freaky, right? Like there's a big old gray blotch in my eye, and before my whole eye was red as well. So this actually pushed me to create this study and to write that story about Professor Charles Xavier, and how he was the head of the mutants. And I know this is a fictional story, but he was the head of the mutants, and he was the smartest one, but he was disabled. So basically, do not let your disabilities hold you back. The more you embrace them, the smarter you'll be. And if you notice, a lot of people that we know that are disabled, maybe they're partially blind like me, maybe they cannot walk, so they're in a wheelchair. We have minds and brains that are forced to think a little bit differently. Our minds are forced to be stimulated in a different way than the average human being with all their physical abilities intact. Now that creates a different perspective. A different perspective in your thoughts. It creates a whole different perspective, okay? So now that I have this and I'm stimulating my mind every day, I am seeing things in a different way. And because of that little stimulation, I feel so much more smarter. Not than you. I don't feel smarter than you particularly, or anybody particularly. I feel smarter than I particularly have ever felt in my entire life. Even graduating college with honors and perfect attendance. I feel smarter than I've ever felt before. So let me continue with this. Project Plubeit is a self-directed voluntary cognitive enhancement protocol exploring how partial sensory deprivation may boost neuroplasticity, focus, creativity, problem solving, and overall mental clarity. It is 100% independent, no group sessions, no fixed dates, no coordinator check-ins. You control everything and can begin whenever you choose. The core duration. Each exactly 1 week baseline plus 1 full month continuous deprivation. Complete the full period without shortcuts for potential benefits. There are 2 independent options. You have the vision protocol, monocular vision via eye patch, and I have included eye patches with some of the packets that I've given people. I have given you guys an actual adhesive eye patch that I invested in getting them, and I had actually, well, Gretchen bought them for me, but I actually gave them away. So if I gave you an eye patch, slap it on your eye. Do not put your eye patch on a greasy eye, okay? If your face is greasy and not clean, do not put the eye patch on it, because it's just going to fall off. So you make sure you clean your face, astringent it if you have to, and let it dry, and then put the eye patch on, okay? That is going to be able to keep it locked on there so that you minimize the risk of it slipping off or falling or you needing a new one. Number 2, the hearing protocol. This hearing dynamics study is exactly like my vision study, except that it is covering one ear versus covering one eye for 1 month, okay? So you're going to stick an earplug in there. I haven't bought an earplug. I haven't invested in the earplugs, but it is an option for those of you who want to or look less noticeable wearing an earplug than an eye patch, okay? Some people don't want to be walking around with eye patches, and that's okay. I also was looking into getting a contact lens that would actually help you in this study so that you don't have to wear an eye patch and you don't have to look like a pirate or whatever. Or if you feel uncomfortable or less than confident wearing an eye patch around, which some people do, and that's not your fault, you guys. It's not your fault. That's how society has been. That's how we have formed in society. Well, some of us, okay, some of us are not that vain, and some of us don't really care about our looks as much, but most of us are. A lot of us are vain, okay, and that's just a fact. I'm sorry, but it's just a fact, and a lot of people don't want to be walking around with a noticeable disability, and it's okay though. That's okay. I don't want you to hate yourself because you feel like you are too vain or whatever the fuck it is, okay? It's okay. I understand. But being intelligent whoops being vain's ass. Okay? So just remember that. Controlled sensory reduction may force brain adaptation, sharpening cognition, and sensory compensation. This simple, free, non-invasive method could unlock personal empowerment and innovative thinking. Results vary. Honesty in journaling reveals what works best, okay? So basically, whenever I've included journals to some people, and yes, they might not be the most expensive journals, but they're a start to journaling, okay? You start, whenever I give you one of you guys, I've given these away to a lot of people. So, whenever you actually do start journaling, just get used to it and just write down every day, especially if you're in this study or not. It's best to write down the way you feel. And if you have a computer, you can write it down on your computer. It's sometimes easier for that way. It's easier for me to be typing things up because I could type, efficiently, and I feel like, not that efficiently, but I could type pretty good, and I feel like it is much faster, and I can express my thoughts by typing much more than I can by my ugly penmanship. However, I still do write in my journal a lot. And I implore everybody to start writing in their journals or typing in their blog. I have a blog too, but I haven't really uploaded in it, but I'm always writing in my computer all the time. So I implore you guys to write, okay? It will actually help you out in so many different ways. It'll help you express your ideas in a healthy way, and it'll help you in the whole communication zone as well. You will learn how to communicate your thoughts more better if you practice at it every day, and by practicing at writing. Journaling, it is actually practicing communicating as well, because you're spitting out your thoughts. So it is actually going to be a skill that you are acquiring as well. So here are some simple startup steps. Do these in order or at your convenience. So you're going to decide and prepare. You're going to choose which protocol you want to do, the eye patch or the hearing. It doesn't matter which side you're doing. You are going to get one eye patch or a soft foam or custom silicone earplug. And week 1, this is going to be for baseline observation, okay? You're going to live normally with both eyes fully functional, and this is just basically going to be a review of how you see things with both your eyes. Basically, you're going to be not concentrating, but you're going to be observing what you use both of your eyes for. Or both your ears for, okay? And you're just going to be living your life normally, but you're going to be observing how much your eyes are doing for you. Both of them, okay? Because you are going to remember that first week is just going to be observation, but the following month, you're going to be covering one of your eyes. Month 1, continuous deprivation. Wear eye patch or earplug constantly, no intentional removal, and if you do actually accidentally remove it, you could just log it down in your journal or write it down somewhere so that you remember for the end statistics, because I want you guys to basically be the statistics that say yes, this study is effective, and yes, this study works, and yes, I am voting yes that we include this in schools to actually start this thinking or way of life change that actually enhances our senses in everybody. Yes, I vote yes to making America and everybody smarter and more efficiently thinking, okay? Giving everybody the advantage by training their mind with this non-invasive cognitive training protocol. And the final survey, okay? In the end of the packet, I include a final survey. Basically, this is the statistics sheet, the statistic form. Basically, did you enjoy the study, yes or no? Did this study give you enhancements in your cognitive brain or mind? Did you feel like your other senses are heightened? These are key questions because that is what this whole project Plubeit is about. And I need to know, and you need to know for yourself, because once you do, you're going to want to share it with the world, and you're going to want the world as a unit to come together and become smarter, no matter what. That's what I want, at least. I want to contribute to the world that way. And I believe that this will work. If it worked for me, it can work for anybody. I quit doing drugs. I'm celibate for over 3 months now. And it's just a whole new version of myself that is improved and better than ever. Even though I gained a little bit of weight, I'm over 200 pounds. Maybe the more of me to love, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. I'm a fat ass, but fucking fuck it. It doesn't matter. I feel like more smarter than ever, and I feel I have more to offer than I ever have before with my intelligence, and I'm growing every day. I'm actually more and more intelligence. And I'm actually sharing that with you guys every day. So you can actually go back and look at the progress between session 1 to session now. And I have done Project Plubeit quite a few times in the past. The whole 30 minutes was about Project Plubeit I would dedicate, so that you can look back in time and see the improvement from then until now. In my speech, in my dictation, and everything, the way that I'm presenting it, everything, okay? Try not to say as well. So basically, if you want to jump in and join this Project Plubeit, I implore you to do so. And this is making it more efficient. This is an actionable step. I created this instead of the full packet, which is a folder full of things that I created to give to people that have the actual itinerary, and it has consent forms, it has disclaimers, it has everything you need basically to get the most out of this project. But I wanted it to be easier. I want it to be easier for anybody. And a lot of people don't want to go through this whole project and read the whole itinerary, read the whole consent forms, especially if they're not going to give it back to me. But this also has a little bit about myself. It also tells you that I'm sober now, and I'm completely sober, and I plan to stay that way. I have a lot of things going on. I'm doing these recordings and sessions for enunciation perfection. I want you to be able to speak more efficiently and clearly, and while doing so, I'm sharing all of my ideas, and now I'm going back in my ideas and I'm reviewing my topics and what I did, and I'm making actionable steps to making them more successful and to making my ideas a reality. And that is something that I want you to be able to do as well. So remember to enunciate your words in every single session. That is going to make you communicate brilliantly, okay? I want you to actually do this, because there's no comparison to the confidence you can feel whenever you know that you are speaking correctly. There's nothing that beats it. And I want you guys all to feel as confident as possible, because that will lead you to feeling better about yourself and to actually getting things done in a positive way and just change your whole life around. Thank you guys for watching. This is Enunciation Perfection by Nicholas Joseph Rosales, the new and improved efficient Project Plubeit, available without the deadlines and without anything like that. And you guys could jump in and do it as you want. Do it at your own time frame, and do it however you want to do it. Basically, just cover that eye for 1 month is the bottom line, and then tell me if your senses got heightened or not.